Welcome back to the Wildlands.
Got another exciting episode for you this week. What have we got planned this week, Missy?
Oh, I get some pea plants in the ground finally in the hoop house.
That's exciting. And we move our bath down into the food forest to set up an outdoor kind of bath plunge pool for the summer, which is very, very exciting.
Very exciting, yep.
I can't get it.
Stick your bum down.
Stick my bum down.
And I've got rather an interesting little ad break for you too, so stay tuned for that.
And also today, for the first time in week 5 of our food forest construction, we're flooding our swales.
We are, it's so exciting.
So stay tuned to see what happens with a flooded swale. Enjoy tonight's episode.
Hello and welcome back to the Wildlands. Tonight's episode, my first job, is I'm going to put some peas in the ground in the hoop house. So that's the first peas in. Using Kelvedon Wonder. They are 3 weeks old and just under 2 inches tall. I've only put 10 plants in. It's really just an experiment to see if they're going to get eaten by the mice. Fingers crossed these grow nice and big and give us lots of peas.
So what you got here, Missy? Bath?
Bath?
That was your birthday present, wasn't it?
It was actually, yeah. Very exciting. Originally we were going to take the bath and stick it down the land and make some kind of hot water heating system, which we told you about when I got it, and we've changed our minds, at least for this summer. I thought it'd be really nice to just have it in the middle of the garden somewhere. We'll fill it with cold water so that if we get 40-45 degree days where it's absolutely sweltering, you can just hop in a bathtub of cold water, no soap, just to cool down, and then when you're done you can just pull the plug and the water will flood your garden.
And the considerations are where to put it in terms of how it looks in the garden, where we might be growing things, but also in terms of the baking sun and the view.
And the view, yes, the view is very important.
So if you were here and the plug's at that end, so you would lay with your head at that end, so you haven't got the most amazing view, but I guess you've got that view, which is kind of nice.
And you'd have to have sort of shade there. We're thinking like sort of, I don't know, what would you call it?
Like a harem netting.
Like a beautiful tenty kind of thing. You need it over there because that's where the sun's going to be, and in the middle of summer directly above. So yeah, you'd still be able to see the end of the garden, which will be all full of nice plants.
Yeah, it'd be nice. So it's quite cool there. Did you want to try it anywhere else?
So this is number 1. Are we going to get in it to test it? Am I not allowed?
Yeah, you can get in it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you want to tilt it and get the rubbish out first, or you just want to sit your bum on the dirty?
Stick my bum on the grub. Oh, I like it already. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. Okay, so that's spot number 1. Let's take it to spot number 2. Ready? Ready. Beep, beep. This person is reversing.
So, location, situation number 2 for the bath.
Which is behind swale number 4, and also kind of behind the banana circle, and in between the 2 figs. And in that direction there will be a pond at some point.
So that's kind of nice.
Test it out so we could have...
And if it's not going to be a soap bath,
yeah,
it can just drain into the pond then, can't it?
Yes, yeah, that's what we're saying, not using any soaps.
Yeah.
So it can drain in the garden without any troubles. So you could have a couple of fence posts at either end, with shade covering coming up and across. That's great. So I really like this position. A beautiful view. and I'll have a bit of shade from my fig trees. In fact, I think I could even reach out and grab a fig off of that tree there and eat it while I'm here in the bath.
So one thing you do every year, or certainly most years with young trees, is to give them a prune, which I'm always very sad about because it feels very harsh. If you look at this tree that we forgot to prune last year and earlier this year, it's got branches at the bottom. So this main branch is called the leader, and what you're supposed to do is create a sort of cocktail glass shape so it's nice and open in the middle. And then the leading branch that continues to the very top, you can trim that to then keep your tree at a certain height to make picking of fruit easier if you so wish, basically dwarfing your tree. So as sad as it is, look, there's all these lovely flowers coming out here, very beautiful. These have all got to come off. So whilst that does feel like you'd be robbing yourself of potentially some fruit, in actual fact, it then means that all the energy that would have been spread between all of these branches can go up to these branches at the top. And whilst you may not get an amazing crop of fruit this year, it will certainly pay its dividends going forward. So sadly, these 3 branches and their flowers have got to go. So I've got secateurs and I've brought me loppers because these are quite big at the bottom, and you want to do them at a 30 to 45 degree angle so that the rain can run off. I don't want to be too close to the rootstock. Ow. Then if you had any intercrossing branches, you would take all them off. You could arguably take these 3 off, but I think as they're not in the way this year, this one arguably as well because it's crossing near that one. But I think as we've taken his big branches off there, we'll leave him like that. So pruning 101. Right, shall I turn the hose on?
Turn the hose on. We're flooding our swales for the first time ever. Nothing's happening.
Well, it's all kinked.
I can't hear nothing. Oh, water! Gonna take a while at this rate.
It is.
I got the water! So of course it's got to soak through all of the wood chip and all of the straw before it can even get to the earth. This is one whole huge experiment. It may take some time. The hose has been running for about half an hour and it's actually made a puddle now. So it's soaked into the bark, it's soaked through the straw, it's going into the ground, and it's properly swampy, which is excellent and really good fun.
Oh, it is squelching, isn't it? Yeah. We'll have to level it back out afterwards. It's been a while since we've had walking cam on. I've got something to show you. It's 7 in the morning. Little Bubbas.
Good morning. Oh, you look so scared. This one doesn't look too bad, but that one's got derpy beak. It's alright. It's okay. Come on here with your friend. There. Good morning, beautifuls. Hi. Oh. There's little baby peeps. It's okay. It's okay. They've got different coloured eyes.
Have they?
One is sort of darker brown and one is very, very light. Look.
Oh, they're hungry.
Now dip it up.
Yep.
So beautiful. Look. Yeah.
Four new baby chickies. They're about 15 weeks old. that Betty's come for a look. Hello, what we got here then?
Found this beautiful lavender. It's going to be uprooted anyway because we're turning this into a parking space eventually. So I thought this would do nicely in the chicken run. I think it might actually be 2 or 3 plants. I'll have them all. It smells fab. I'm in the chicken run. I've collected a whole load of bits of grass with their roots, and there's some chickweed and random dandelion-y type things, and I've tried to get some earth along with the roots. Those I'm just going to scrape out a little patch of soil and stick plants straight on top. Then we've got the lavender that I collected from up top a minute ago, which is fabulous, and I can probably split into 2 or 3 different lumps. And then here in this bucket, this is twigs and lots of leaf litter from underneath some pine trees, and I've got that because it's full of mycelium, and I'm hoping to sort of improve the soil here so that the plants can grow happily and that they have what they need in the ground. Get the worm. Man, he's enormous. Wormy. That's a good sign. Hey buddy, you don't want to get eaten by chickens. You won't get eaten by chickens only if you stay on this side. You go back in the earth there. Finished for today. I'm really happy with how it's looking. I think all of this leaf litter that I've got from under the trees is going to make a great deal of difference in improving the soil. It's going to help everything set out their roots because all the mycelium's in there ready to make a nice mycorrhizal network. And the last thing for me to do today is to water it and then put up the fence so that the chickens can't get to it and dig it all up. walking in the woods, or skipping through olive groves, when you're digging a hole, or just lounging around on your off-grid outdoor kitchen. And suddenly you're thirsty, or desperate for a coffee, urgent for espresso. Luckily, Outin have just the thing for you. A portable espresso machine, perfect for those urgent espresso cravings. As you slide it out of its velvet bag, you know you've got something special. The little carry case has room for coffee pods, as well as a bag of ground coffee and all these accessories. It has an adapter for coffee pods, and a scoop and filter basket for ground coffee. When it's fully charged, it can make 4 or 5 espressos using cold water, so you can give them to all your friends. And if you're in reach of a kettle, it can make over 100 cups of espresso on one charge using hot water, and extra fast too. Oh, I do love a good gadget. And now, I love my outin.
So, the magic of YouTube, it's been 2 weeks since I pruned the nectarine and his flowers have come out and he's in bloom. Isn't that absolutely stunning? Absolutely covered in these gorgeous pink flowers. And the branches that I cut off from the bottom, Missy put into a wine bottle with water and they too flowered. They're just going past their best, but we've had a couple of weeks of lovely flowers on the kitchen. We're going to leave them in the bottle to see if they self-root. And also I've been doing some propagating of my carnas. So let's catch up with this week's segment of Plants for Free. And welcome back to another instalment of Plants for Free, where we get free plants which we really like. And in tonight's segment We're going to be looking at Carna Durban, which is one of the rarest Carnas that you can buy. And I bought 10 bulbs last year at great expense with a view of propagating them and building up stock. So here is one of last year's bulbs, which did not flower last year. However, the ones in the ground, they did flower. So I'm going to dig this up and I'm going to chop up the bulbs and see how many Carna Durbans I can get for free. See, he's overwintered in his pot and he's got a lot of roots. We're not too worried about the roots, we just want the rhizome or the bulb. Carnas are a bulby perennial. So the first thing to do is to separate all the earth and try and find the main bulb and see what we can split. And I will try and retain as many of the roots as I can, but it doesn't matter if you snap lots off because we're going to be chopping up the bulb if we can. So this is the bulb, this is the original bulb, and basically any eye or shoot will turn into a new plant if you can separate it. So the original bulb, don't know if you can see that, is fairly loose, but I can't see that it has any eyes. That's a fresh new eye, and then this was also an eye which is now growing a leaf coming out of last year's stalk. So you need a nice sharp knife, and we're going to separate the bulb by cutting. So you can see we've cut down here, and there we have 3 eyes on one new bulb. That's the original bulb, but it's number 3 because it has an eye coming. And then you just need to plant them. So the ones with the roots, I'm going to try and get the roots in the bottom of the pot and then try and get the plant at roughly the same height that it was, covering up any new eyes and being careful not to touch them too much because they are very brittle. So there we have it, 4 Carna Durbans, plants for free for the win. And worth pointing out that any Carna that you can grow, you can use the same technique to get more Carnas and plants for free. So about 30 Carnas from last year's 10, although 3 or 4 of the 10 from last year are up at the top by the shade house. So most of these, if not all of these, are going to grow into new Carna Durban plants. So I've at least trebled my bulb stock. And these in some garden centres can cost upwards of 20 or 30 pounds each. So it's a pretty worthy investment to propagate and get plants for free.
And here it is 2 weeks later. Aren't they doing well? Some of them are nearly tall enough to reach the net, and as soon as they've gone another inch or 2, I'll help them push them over and help them grab hold. And I've also taken the opportunity to plant some salads in here. We've got some red frills mustard, some spring onions, some rocket, and some red salad bowl, which is just little loose leaf lettuce. And I'm hoping that they're going to benefit from all the shade of the peas as they grow up. And I've left a little bit of room to put a row of flowers in here as well. It's looking really, really happy.
So I think pruning 101 on the nectarine went very well. Let's hope we get some nectarines to eat this year. It's Missy.
And what do you think of this bed that I've made?
Fabulous.
Another no-dig bed. The usual layers that we've put in. Just waiting for a little bit more cardboard to put down on the paths. That'll have bark chip on too. I cannot wait to get planting. My plugs are this big at the moment, and they need to be sort of that big to be able to come out. But the weather is warming up, isn't it?
It is hot. I've in my t-shirt, just come back from England. There's a little bit of a confusion to my head. We took off on the plane, snowing, arrived here, 20 degrees and sun.
Fabulous.
Lovely. Great weather for gardening.
It is.
I can't get in.
Stick your bum down.
Stick my bum down. Oh.
Oh. You can always put your feet that way. There we are,
there we
in.
go. Oh, so it's going to be nice when we can bathe in here naked together, isn't it?
It's going to be amazing.
So week 7 now.
Is it?
Of the permaculture food forest and its construction. It's going well, isn't it?
It is going very well, yeah. And you mentioned that you've just come back from England. We haven't mentioned that to anybody before. So yeah, Dom and Rosie went to England for 2 weeks. And I was here with all of the dogs and all of the cats and all of the chickens.
9 chickens now.
Yeah. They're a lovely little flock.
They are a lovely little flock. They've all settled in really, really well, and we do love our chickens, don't we?
We do. Little fluffy feathered friends. I got lots done while you were away.
You did.
I was pleased. I was sad that I couldn't. I was in charge of editing, and I could not because the laptop went no, and it died, didn't it?
It did. Yep.
So never mind. You're back. The laptop is all sorted, and we've got more videos coming out. What else did I do while you were away? I made a fabulous bed. I did the chickens that you got to see, putting all the plantings in.
You did a lot of tidying that we didn't show on video. You cleared up all our pallets ready to make some firewood for next winter and to keep some of the better bits of wood for the cabin, which will be starting after the summer.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I wanted to tidy up the garden. It's starting to look so smart with all the nice beds and everything. Make that look smart. I built another compost bin. It was good.
My next job in the next week is to finish off the banana circle, so I can get that planted up in a couple of weeks when it's 100% guaranteed that we're past frost. We thought we were 2 weeks past the frost, didn't we?
We
What
did.
happened the night before last?
There was ice on the top of the cold frame.
There was, and we didn't fleece the seeds, but they were all fine.
They survived. Yeah,
They did.
I think it must have just frozen the ice
Yeah.
on the top and not inside, so we got lucky.
So, another episode. Thanks very much for your support and for watching our wafflings from the wildlands
Absolutely.
as we build our permaculture food forest from day one.
And we'll see you again very soon.
Very soon.
Lots more jobs getting done.
Bye.